Hello and welcome back to GA Country Boy Chronicles. I am your host, the GA Country Boy. Got a good show for you today. To take you guys back to my teenage years, and I was still on the farm. I was doing a whole lot of fishing. I was fishing with my fishing buddy Sue Lanes. She had passed away, and now it was all me. All my fishing trips were just solo. I no longer had a fishing buddy, which it saddened me a little bit, but unfortunately, we must go on, right? I love fishing so much where every moment that I got downtime, or if I could get near or got access to someone's pond or lake, I would go. And I remember spending a weekend over in Albany in a different city with my aunt, and I came back home to the country, and it was like a Sunday morning. She dropped me off, and I remember everyone was tied up doing what they were doing or either gone. And I was just like, hey, just grab some poles. Let's go down to a couple of spots and let's see how it goes. I took my bucket, took my tackle box, went and got a few worms. And I want to tell you guys, this fishing trip wasn't like no other fishing trip. It was a little bit different. But before I get into the story, I just wanted to tell you guys, listen, if you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. If you can hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. The YouTube algorithm loves for us to get these likes and subscribes, and I just want to do my part by bringing these stories, and I need you to do your part. So hit that like button. All right, let's get back into it. Now, the story we're talking about this fishing trip a little bit different from the rest of them. I would say yes. I'm going to title this episode as a fishing trip turned into a charity event. Yes, my fishing trip turned into a charity event. Let me explain to you and tell you why and how. Again, I got dropped off Sunday by my aunt, and I grabbed a few poles, grabbed the reel, grabbed the tackle box, got some worms. And this one, I said, I wanted to try something different. My old fishing buddy, she was always telling me about, bigger fish and catfish and things like that, what they like. She said, you can try using meat, you can use chicken, you can use just any meat that you have pretty much. And she would tell me about using chicken gizzards. Yes. She would buy a pack of chicken gizzards and kind of leave them on the counter, or in a bowl overnight. And she would literally just the next day, put them in a bag, tie them up and take them out, put them on the hook, and go from there. So I figured let's honor her. Let's try this out. So I went to one of our old fishing holes that me and her used to go to, and again I told you I had a pole, two poles, a reel, and then I had just all my gear right and the bucket. And I went there and I put out the two poles and I cast the reel out. And I used the chicken gizzard. Well, at first I wasn't using the chicken gizzard. I was using just worms. I caught a few smaller fish, caught a pike fish, caught some brims, perch fish about the size of my hand, both hands together actually. It was nice catches, I have them in a bucket. And I looked in the bucket and I realized in my tackle box I had the bag with the chicken gizzard in it. So I said, I only had I want to say about 8, 9 pieces, and like about this size. So I put them on the end, cast it out with the reel, dropped it down the bottom, just set it, and put the reel beside me. Had a little branch with the little V in it, holding the reel up. I put some on a pole, swung them in two different directions. And I got to tell you, within about 2 to 3 minutes, the reel went off, got yanked. I grabbed it, and I was fighting with this one. And it was a good pull. I'm like, wow, this is nice. Then at the same time, I see something nibbling on one of the poles. I'm like, oh goodness, I got two fish at the same time. So I'm trying to fight the reel first because this seems like a big one. Put one foot on the pole to hold it down, and I'm fighting and I'm fighting. And guys, I got to tell you that this is a nice sized fish. And I'll go ahead and tell you what it is. It's a catfish. And I know you're like, wow, catfish. If you know, in the South, the best catch, not best eating, not the best taste, but the best catch, the best fight is a catfish. They love fighting. They're on the bottom. And the worst thing about it though, they swallow everything, which not a problem, right? So I'm fighting it. I'm fighting these going around little branches. I'm in this little pond area. It's got a lot of little shrubbery around the side. But needless to say, we'll fast forward. I get this one in. I get this catfish in. It's huge. I wouldn't say huge. For me, it was huge at the time because I'm a teenager. I mean, I'm a kid. I'm going to guess about 12 pounds, pretty close to it, 11, 12 pounds, pretty long. And I'm just happy to throw it in the bucket. The tail is kind of halfway out. And I'm sitting there like, now I got to run to it. I put that reel down. I go to the pole and I go to yank on it. And the pole bends in a complete just U shape. I'm like, wow. I'm like, did I get caught on a branch? Did something happen? I'm stuck on the bottom. No, and then it just starts to run. It starts to run left, right. I'm like, it felt just like the last one. I'm like, okay. Yes, it was a catfish, about the same size, but a little bit smaller, 9, somewhere between 8 and 9. Man, I was just excited. Those two fish right there, the fight was just ridiculous. I got that one in, put it in the bucket. Now I got 2 with some smaller ones. And then to remind you, I got the third one going over. As soon as I put it in the bucket, that one went off. Yes, it was another catfish. And yes, it was on the chicken gizzard. I used the rest of it. And I got to tell you, man, I filled that bucket up and then I had a string with a couple of them on it. So I had a beautiful day. I'm talking, hey, I thought I was a man because that bucket was full. I was by myself and I had extra on the string and I was headed home. I went home. First thing, I went to my grandmother and I said, hey, grandma, look what I caught. She looked in there. She was excited. I'm excited. I'm like, well, I felt, you stick your chest out because I had a good day. I was by myself, And she said, what you going to do with them? And I said, Grandma, what do you mean? What am I going to do with them? She says, boy, I'm not cleaning no fish. I'm not in the mood for that right now. She says, I'll cook them, but I'm not cleaning them. You're going to have to clean them. And I'm sitting there thinking like the worst fish of them all to clean is the catfish, the gut in it and the skin in it. I know there's easy ways and techniques you could do it now. Please put those in the comments for me, guys. If you know any techniques and ways so I can share with my other fishing buddies and people, please, to skin a catfish. But I got a bucket full of catfish, some on the string, and grandmother's not going to help me. I instantly was like, yo, I don't really want any fish. I kind of at that moment regretted going fishing, but at the same time, I had so much fun and the memories that it outweighed everything. So came up with a good plan. You know what? I'm going to go check Miss William down the street. They're just like us in this neighborhood. Everyone's, kind of under poverty, as far as not having anything. They'll gladly accept anything. So I went and knocked on Miss William door and I had the bucket full of fish. I said, Miss William, I got some fish. I want to see if you wanted any of them. She's like, baby, I don't have any money at the moment. I said, Miss William, I'm not here to sell you fish. I just want to give you fish. I caught them. I didn't feel like today. And Miss Williams said, I will take 2 of those catfish and thank you so much. I gave her 2 and then I actually gave her another one. Just say, hey, just freeze it if you need to. Cut it up, chop it up, fillet it, put it in the freezer if you have to. Then I went down to Mrs. Johnson's house. And Mrs. Johnson was glad, the same thing, was glad to take those fish. I was happy to give away fish and just to see the smile on their face at the same time. These were the elderly. It did my heart good. And just thinking about it now still makes me feel proud that I was able to go around and give the elderly some fish. I knew it came from something I didn't want to do, but at the same time, that old saying, another man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, this is one of those things in a sense. Just because I didn't want to clean the fish, it ended up being a great meal and a great save for him. So thank you, Miss Johnson. And I appreciate you guys for taking those fish. And my grandmother, she taught me something then, think it all the way through. Don't just be knee-jerking and going and catching these fish and thinking that someone else is going to take care of it. I learned a lesson that day because I was not about to go out there and gut no catfish. I despise cleaning fish, to be honest with you, but I love catching them. Hey guys, I'm coming up on the end of my show. Like always, I always try to double back and let you know. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the notification button so you'll actually be notified every time I make a video. I appreciate your support. That's my time. That's my show. Until the next one, peace.